So we are at the Maruti Suzuki exhibit, and the big talking point, of course, the showstopper or the show opener is the eVX concept, a new vehicle that will go into production as an all-electric crossover. That's why eVX will go into production in 2025. Let me give you a closer look. So this is the eVX concept that Maruti Suzuki has revealed at the Auto Expo 2023. It is going to take shape as an all-electric crossover. You can see that unmistakable Maruti Suzuki design. It looks like a beefier design theme of what we've seen on something like the Brezza, not so much the Grand Vitara. You have these seamless LED strips at the back, a light bar, and you don't have the three-pot design that we've seen on the Grand Vitara, so that Nexa design theme is not really echoing in here. That could hint that this will also debut a new design language at Suzuki and particularly Maruti Suzuki Nexa platforms. So like I said, it's going to be an all-electric. It's going to have a 60 kilowatt-hour battery pack that will be able to give this car a real world or an IDC of 500 plus kilometers, an Indian driving cycle worth 500 plus kilometers, which should be phenomenal, a big highlight or a headline for this vehicle. I quite like the design cues. It looks very aerodynamic, it's quite sharp as well, and you can also see the wheels. They are the aero wheels, so you know, from that perspective again, it is going to have probably really good aerodynamic coefficient to talk about. And now you take a look at the front, you see these boomerang shaped lighting elements, which also looks quite nice. And here I think they'll play around with that Nexa theme somewhere, is what I believe, when it goes into production. They haven't really done anything outstanding with the grille, so to say, but again, EVs don't really need big grills or whatever. So I think what we've seen is a very conservative design in that sense, in terms of the detailing. And you can also see that the charging socket is right on top of the wheel arch. It will obviously support DC fast charging as well. We have not been shared the numbers yet. One interesting design theme that we've also seen on a lot of electric concepts is the lack of wing mirrors. You get cameras instead, and that is something that you see here as well. You also see these flush mounted door handles. You see a tapering roof. You get that pinched window line as well, a rising belt line. I think that is a very nice design theme. When the images first came out, the first responses that we got were that this car looks a bit like a KUV, but no, it's not a micro SUV. I'm guessing it is not going to be a sub 4 meter either. It probably will be slightly longer than that, but it's certainly not as tall as something like the Creta. At least visually it doesn't look as tall as that. It has a very streamlined design like what we've seen on the Grand Vitara, so to say. So that's Mr. Shashank Srivastav and CV Raman posing there with the car. And you will see the roof, it doesn't have any sunroof at the moment, even on the concept, but at some point they will do a sunroof as well. It's an important feature for most Indian cars. But I think I quite like what I see here. The other good bit is going to be that this is going to have the Suzuki All-Grip or the Suzuki All-Wheel Drive, a 4x4 maybe, an electric 4x4, an electric all-wheel drive. So they will do stuff like that with this. In fact, they have developed a bespoke electric architecture with all-wheel drive is what we hear. So with that kind of a driving range with all-wheel drive, I think this is going to be quite feature-rich. It will also have connected tech. It will also have ADAS functionality. In fact, there's a new proprietary ADAS being developed at Suzuki is what we hear, and this car will debut that. So yes, there will be ADAS functionality as well. As for the cabin, of course, it's a concept. We are not allowed to open the doors. In fact, I don't think even the doors open. But from whatever we can see, I don't know if the camera is picking it up here, but you can see that the infotainment and the instrumentation cluster is going to be one seamless unit. It's a design theme that we are seeing across a lot of vehicles at the moment, and I think this will debut that. I'm not sure debut would be the right word because since this is coming in 2025, we never know. maybe some new Maruti Suzuki cars might get that seamless console, where you have a large infotainment and an instrumentation display clubbed into one binnacle. Now that 60 kilowatt hour battery pack, I'm guessing it will have options, and because they're saying a 4x4, you'll have options of a single motor or a dual motor setup. The all-wheel drive will come with a dual motor setup, one motor on each axle. They haven't revealed figures yet to me on what the motor power is like. But with that 60 kilowatt hour battery pack, this is essentially going to take on the likes of the Hyundai Kona. So I think this looks like a very promising product, and we'll get you more information on this on Overdrive. So do stay tuned to overdrive.in and all our social media handles. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this vehicle, put them in the comment section below and we'll answer them as soon as possible.